In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Laowa 100mm f2.8 2x macro lens. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the 100mm macro lens from Laowa. This is in the new RF mount, so although it is an older lens, the mount is actually new. Let's take a look at this box now. So, as anyone who has watched my videos will know, this is going to be an unboxing and first impressions look at this lens. So we'll quickly get it unboxed, get it onto the EOS R and see what it is like. What we got here? So we have a Laowa t-shirt. Not bad. I can represent. Okay, so let's have a look at what is in the box. So we have, this is a tripod mount for the lens. We know how I feel about tripods. Let's get the juicy bit out. If I can get it out. There we go. So, here we have the 100mm f2.8 CA Dreamer. What's key and what I really want to be looking at is this is a 2x macro. So unlike the Canon one, which is a 1:1 macro, this is a 2:1 macro. Take a look, and there we go. This is the Laowa 100mm f2.8 CA Dreamer macro 2x lens. So what's important about this, although the lens is about 2 years old, this is the brand new RF mount. Since I am a Canon R user, they've sent me this to test. I've noticed on the front here, there is a UV filter. And there is a reason for that, and that is in here, although we have kind of an internal focusing, it is actually open. In a future update, I would like to see that closed because then you don't have to have a UV filter on the front of that lens. So this lens has a very high build quality made out of metal, which is a great thing to see on such a lens like this. So we have a full manual lens, so we have a manual aperture and we have the focusing ring just there. That ring feels very nice. Let's take a look at the lens hood. Although I don't use lens hoods very often, they do come in handy in very bright sunny situations. Let's get rid of all of that, because we are interested in what it performs like. So I'm going to put this now onto my EOS R. I'm going to set up a quick scene. Let's see what my first impressions are of this lens with a jumping spider. So the first thing I need to do is check what the filter thread is on the front so I can get my twin macro flash to work. And conveniently, it's exactly the same as the 100mm from Canon, that is 67mm. So we are at f11. I'm going to go for a 1:1 and then we're going to go 2:1. I'm at 1/200 of a second on my shutter speed and ISO 100. Again, we're on ETTL for our flash. Let's take a look at this and see what it looks like. That is a very sharp lens. I might have to compare this to the 100mm macro. Let's go 2:1. It's a nice sharp lens, I can tell you that. So I'm going to try f22 now, if there's enough light to focus. Okay, not enough light to focus. And this is one of the problems with a manual aperture lens is because you're stopped all the way down to f22 just for testing, obviously, I can't focus because it's too dark. So I'm just going to move this light. Okay, I'm going to look a little bit weird, maybe overexposed slightly, but I need that light to focus. This is one of the reasons why I like automatic aperture lenses, is because they do help in a low light situation. Yeah, we're suffering from diffraction at f22. So I would say, I'm guessing it's f16 that I'm set on. I'd say that's probably the best setting at the moment. So far, I'm quite impressed with the lens. I wish it was an automatic aperture lens. That would make this lens absolutely perfect. Okay, so on the Laowa website, the Canon EF mount lens has automatic aperture control. So if you're okay with a full manual lens, this lens will do you great. However, if you are a Canon user, then I would suggest you get the Canon EF mount lens, as you will have aperture control via your camera. Basically, I'd rather adapt the EF mount lens to my Canon and have aperture control, which would help with focusing, rather than having the RF mount. That's just me. I prefer automatic aperture control on my macro lens. It just helps so much when it comes to focusing in low light situations. That's just my 2 cents. You can take away whatever you want from that. But apart from that, it's a very good lens. Now, obviously, there will be a full review coming up. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to play with this now. Here are some more example images taken with the Laowa 100mm macro lens. This is a fantastic lens. Build quality is great apart from the front element. You got 2:1 macro, which is fantastic. That means that anyone out there who wants to get into macro can go to this lens and not worry about having to use extension tubes to increase the magnification on a 1:1 lens. And it's one of the cheaper options out there. So for me, this is a fantastic option for anyone wanting to get into macro photography. It's just as sharp as the Canon, if not sharper. Now, however, I will be pitting it against the Canon 100mm macro lens just to see who comes out on top. Here's why I'm not keen on the UV filter on the front of this lens being a must-have, and that's something you got to remember. You have to have it on there to keep the dirt out. Because now, my adapter from my trim macro flash is now stuck onto the actual filter itself. I've not included tech specs in this video because this is just a first impressions video. However, this Friday, which is the 10th of April at 8 o'clock UK time, I will be over on the Laowa Facebook page and YouTube page doing a YouTube live. I'll be doing a live talk about macro with light and water. So I'm going to be talking about water drop photography, oil on water photography. Look forward to that. So what I would like to do is mark your diaries for that. I'd love you to come along, get into the comments and ask me some questions. So that's it for the unboxing and first impressions of the Laowa 100mm 2x macro lens for the RF mount. So far, I am very impressed with it. I might have to get me one, but again, I've got to wait and see how it stacks up against my Canon. That will be for a future video, however. But until then, I want to thank you for getting to the end of this video. Let me know if you have any Laowa lenses in the comments below and what you think of them. But my name's Stewart Wood, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, my name's Stewart Wood. So I've been sent a package from Laowa right here. There we go. I just landed on my flash. It's only £140 for a new one, it won't hurt. Is the new RF mount for this camera. Not a camera, it's a lens. But since Laowa knew I'm a user of the Canon EOS R, they've sent me this for a test. But since I am a user of the Canon R, since I do use the Canon R, yeah, if I turn the camera around, it might actually help. We just got to wait for some plants to be installed and installed. That's a computer. Now, this isn't a technical spec war. Now, this isn't a. So now I have to try and get this thing off. Okay, now unfortunately I haven't got any elastic bands with me. Oh. Jesus Christ, that doesn't want to come off, does it? I'm not going to be able to get this off, I don't think. Man, come on, why do we have to have this UV filter on the front of this lens?